Everyone, my name is Ashley Brower. I am a territory sales manager here at Click Dimensions, and today we're going to do a general overview of our core marketing automation solution. So Click Dimensions is the marketing cloud for Microsoft Dynamics. So as a company, we've been around for 10 years now. We have offices all over the world, employees all over the world, partners all over the world, and we're about 3,700 plus customers worldwide. But the most important part of this slide is that we are 100% native to Microsoft Dynamics. So we don't have our own platform, we don't have our own database or anything like that. We actually just live inside of the CRM system. The whole premise of Click Dimensions is to make Microsoft technology work for marketers. So as a company, we have a lot going on. We're going to focus on this top left-hand bubble today. So that's our core product. That's our multi-channel marketing automation solution. That is the product that we've had for 10 years now. It's obviously come a long way in 10 years, but over the years, we've also added in some other marketing applications like our social marketing tool. We're currently rolling out our intelligent dashboards tool, so that will help with the reportings and the analytics and all of that data that comes back in from Click Dimensions. And then we also have marketing services to support all of these different areas. They're really amazing to help marketing teams get the most out of their solution, whether that's from a resources standpoint, a knowledge standpoint, or a skill set standpoint on the team. So that core multi-channel marketing automation tool. So that is everything from the email marketing to who's on the website, forms, surveys, posting out to social media, automating all of that just right there in the CRM system. So today I'm going to bounce into each of these different functionalities. There's so many different use cases depending on the industry and the organization, but amazing things you can do with this technology. So traditionally, the way things work is someone will either have their CRM already or they're looking for a CRM. And a part of that project is often a marketing component. So they'll make a requirements list and they'll go out to market and they'll find all these different products and tools that match what they're looking to do. But the problem with this traditional sense is everything is siloed data. They're all on their own platforms. It's outside of Dynamics. They're not talking to each other. They're not talking to the CRM system. You're forced to jump in and out of these different databases or import and export everything back and forth, which is difficult. And Click Dimensions has just made it super simple by taking everything and plugging it directly into the CRM system in a single place. That way there'll be a 360-degree view of every contact or leads, behaviors, actions, interest within the CRM system. So I'm going to go ahead and jump on into a live Dynamics environment. So here you can see just Dynamics 365. We'll be talking a lot about contacts and leads today, so those individual people within CRM. So if I do mention a contact or a lead, it isn't some special thing within Click Dimensions. We do just take that core Dynamics contact or lead, and then we add Click Dimensions to it. And then marketing lists. So we're talking a lot about these today. So it's how people segment who they're looking to target. There's loads of ways to create them. They can create them based off criteria using advanced find. So, hey, I want these types of customers in this region. Give me a list, go. You can also create static and dynamic lists. So static means they will never change. They will always stay that way. Dynamic means that they are ever changing as people qualify in or qualify out. So we'll be talking a lot about those core Dynamics functionalities today, and then you can start to see some of this Click Dimensions or marketing terminology, but you can see we haven't gone anywhere. We're still in Dynamics. We haven't, left and entered into another platform. We haven't entered in separate login details or passwords. We're just sitting in the CRM system. Now, one of the beautiful things about Click Dimensions is the fact that it does deploy to Dynamics. So anyone who has access to the CRM has the ability to have access to Click Dimensions. Now, from there, you can control that access with security roles. So obviously you don't want, everyone to have access to everything. So maybe amongst the marketing team, you want some users to be able to create an email, but they can't send it out. Or maybe you want your sales team to be able to see all of this data that's coming back in so they can use it in their, sales knowledge, but you don't want them messing in your editors. Or maybe there's some people that don't even need to know Click Dimensions exists. You can control all of that, but it is amazing because this isn't this marketing tool that only marketing has access to. So many different departments can benefit from the information that Click Dimensions is bringing back in. Now we'll start in email templates here. We do have our drag and drop editor. That's the one we focus on today. It's our most popular editor. We do have HTML editors as well if there are just some really amazing HTML coders out there if you want to get in the code. But you can get into these email templates and you can build them out without having to code as well, which is amazing. Marketers love to hear that. So when you first get Click Dimensions, you'll be able to set up your corporate styling options. So this way you can come and preset all of your custom color codes, all of your fonts, your headers, all of that good stuff. And then Click Dimensions does have some out-of-the-box font options, but if someone's organization does not use one of these out-of-the-box fonts, they have a custom font of their own that they use for branding, we do have the ability to upload custom fonts here as well. So great way to go ahead and preset all of your branding. That way every email you create is on brand and ready to go. Now you are just creating templates here as well. So you'll be able to come in, select a template or start from scratch, but it's amazing to be able to reuse this content. But as you're designing and editing these, you'll be able to drag and drop over what you're looking for. So images, text, buttons, spacers, social sharing, social links, video links. So when I'm ready for an image, I just drag and drop. Now you can change up these layouts at any point in time. So this is all of a sudden a 3-column editor, and I can change up my column distribution. So you can get extremely flexible with these layout designs, all without having to code. Now, when I'm ready for an image, I'll just come in here to our Click Dimensions Image Manager. So this is where we'll upload all of our images that we want to use. We can organize them into little folders, subfolders, makes them easy to find and organize. You'll be able to come in, grab the image you want, pull it on into this template. Now, if I get this image in here and it doesn't look quite the way it should, full photo editor right here in the system. So you can crop it, resize it, draw on it, add special effects, stickers, frames, all without having to leave the editor or Click Dimensions or Dynamics. And then it'll just automatically re-render itself here. Now, if I just worked really hard on this section, and I actually think I can reuse this section in future templates, I can actually save this section and pull it into a future template. So great way to save the bits and pieces of an email template, as well as obviously the template as a whole. It saves a lot of time on creating content in the future. So headers, footers, things you'll always want to reuse, great purpose for that. Now, you can just come in and free text type all your wonderful, beautiful text, but where it gets really cool is the fact that you can pull in the data from your CRM system into these emails in order to personalize them. Now, I can pull in any field from the contact, lead, account, or owner entity within the CRM system. So easy example that everyone will use at some point or another, someone's first name. So maybe if you want to write dear, name. Maybe this is more of a sales email and you want it to look like it's coming from their account manager. You can pull in those owner details as well. So I can make a little signature down here as well. So if I wanted to pull in someone's name and then maybe an email address, really amazing way to make someone feel like they're getting the special email just for them when really it's being sent to a mass list. Now you can even take this personalization a step further by changing what someone sees in this email based on criteria that you set. Now, this can be anything that's on the lead or the contact record. So what you would do is you would select the section that you're wanting to dynamically change. You hit Add Condition. Once again, that's anything on the contact or lead record. So maybe I'm sending out a newsletter and I want to send, my customers one version of this template. So this block is what my customers would see, whereas maybe my prospects would see this block. So I could come in and do the same thing here. Now that could be, based on geography, it could be based on type of customer. There's so many different ways that you can do this, and you can segment out this data by using marketing lists as well. But when you're segmenting out using marketing lists, you're sending multiple campaigns and multiple email templates. Whereas this, you can keep it in the same campaign, use the same template. It'll actually just dynamically change what that individual is receiving. So loads of ways that you can segment who gets what, but amazing way to make someone feel like you designed this content specifically for them. Now you can add in loads of hyperlink options like website URLs, email addresses, phone numbers, files, if you want to pull in any PDFs, Excel spreadsheets, PowerPoints, things like that. People will use these a lot for gated content on their website. So someone will fill out a form, they'll get an email with this PDF in it. We do have forms, surveys, and landing pages, which we'll get into in just a bit. So if I wanted to send a customer satisfaction survey, perfect. Insert the link, quick, easy link to a survey within Click to Mention so that someone could go fill out and give you their feedback. Now, we can't talk about marketing emails without talking about the unsubscribe. So with Click to Mentions, there are a number of ways that you can do subscription management. So you can do it with a global unsubscribe. So that is just opting in or out of all forms of communication. They either get everything or they get nothing. Or you can actually build out a subscription management page and give people options of things that they can opt in or out of. Now you'll design the page, you'll create the options. You can create multiple pages of different options based on the campaign type as well, but they'll come to a page that looks something like this, where they'll be able to check what they're wanting to opt in or out of. Now, as they're selecting these preferences, it is automatically updating dynamics. It is automatically updating that lead or contact with their preferences, and it's automatically updating those lists that they sit on as well. So there's just marketing lists that sit behind here. So as they're updating these, it's going to update those lists. But the really important part here is that we are updating the CRM system in real time with this information. So many third-party platforms, the opt-ins or the opt-outs, they go into that third-party platform, and then you're supposed to download those out of the platform, upload them into Dynamics. That way Dynamics is up to date, whereas this will just do it for you. We're keeping updates and compliance in a single platform, and it's happening automatically. Now that is a lot of creating an email. You can, of course, send a quick test email to yourself or a colleague if you want. Check it out in your own inbox. You can also run a preview. So this will just kind of give you a general desktop mobile preview. You can see these little notes on the side. That's stating that I do have dynamic content. And then the inbox preview will actually render this email in over 40 different mobile and web-based clients, just showing you exactly what this will look like across all devices. So you can see, oh, this is what it looks like, looks great. But then it'll also take it a step further. So Click to Mentions does a lot of work on the back end for deliverability purposes. So making sure we have good sender reputation, good clean IPs, things like that. But we also put a little check in here to make sure that you're just not creating bad content. So we're gonna run a spam assassin on this. If it says pass, it should be fine. Now, what this will do is it'll run a spam score as well. So it'll give you the likelihood that this is going to get caught in spam. And here are some of the things that's causing that spam score to occur. Now, if that said failed, you'd want to go in and check these items and then change them up, rerun the test until it said passed before sending this out. So great way to kind of double check your work. But after you create a template, you probably want to send it. So with Click to Mentions, there are a number of ways that you can send an email. So you can send an email in bulk. So there's general newsletters, customer announcements, things like that. You can send emails as a one-off to someone. So if you just wanted to send someone a quick template, and that way you can still track the opens and clicks, you can do that. And you can also send them in automation, which we'll get into. But any way you send an email, you'll pick the template you want to send, and then who do you want that email to come from? So do you want it to come from the record owner? So who owns the relationship with that person in Dynamics? So really great way if you're sending those sales emails and you want it to look like it's coming from that salesperson they're working with or their account manager. Typically, they'll get better open rates if you're doing something like that. Now, if it's just kind of a general marketing email or something like that, you just type in the name or email address that you want it to come from here. You can pick replies to go to a separate email. And then when do you want this to send? So immediately, or do you want to schedule it on a specific date and time? And then the best part, who are you wanting to target? There is no import-export process of lists with ClickDimensions. All you'll have to do is type in the name of the CRM marketing list you're wanting to send, pulls right in. And then we do have some split test options. So if you're having a hard time deciding between, two different subject lines, or who this email should come from, or two different email templates altogether, maybe two different times a day. So maybe I want to send one in the morning and one in the afternoon and see which one does better. And then you'll pick the percentage that you're wanting to test these strategies out on. And then how do you want the winning strategy to be selected? Do you want it to be selected automatically based on unique opens or clicks after a certain amount of hours, days, or weeks? Or do you want to go based on instinct? Hey, we sent this out. I personally think B was better. Let's send B out to the remaining percentage. So really amazing way to test out different strategies, see which one's performing better, and send the best version of this out to a majority. Now statistics. So ClickDimensions has a number of out-of-the-box reports. So I'll go through those first. Those are just kind of those general marketing KPIs, things that everyone wants to see at some point or another. But remember that all of this information is coming back into Dynamics. So you can actually use CRM's Advanced Find Query tool and query on any of this information that you want to and build out your own views and dashboards and charts. So out of the box, we have, our interacted rates, bounce rates, unsubscribes, our clicks, our opens. How is this email performing? Now, it'll also take care of your hard and soft bounces. If someone does hard bounce, we will never send them an email again. It'll automatically do that. Now, if someone soft bounces, you can attempt to send 3 more emails over a 3-month period before it converts to a hard bounce. So it does that automatically. We do have conversions. So this is where it starts tracking back that web activity that's being generated because you sent this email. So is anyone hitting your website because of this email? Is anyone filling out any forms or giving you survey feedback because of this email? So what activity are you actually getting out of this template? The heat map is everyone's favorite view. It's just extremely visual. It shows you exactly where people are clicking, what links are popular, which ones aren't. But then a click report will break down each link in this email, link by link, and then person by person who's clicking. So you can see exactly who's interested in what. Great way to, then take that information and maybe do a retargeting campaign, things like that. But every open, every click, every unsubscribe, every bounce is coming back into the system onto the leader contact. As I mentioned, you can create with Advanced Find any views and dashboards and charts of your own, which is great. And then everything also posts back into the lead or contact in Dynamics. So on an individual person, where we're collecting all that wonderful CRM data, we're also pushing all of the ClickDimensions data back here as well. So I can see what emails are we sending them and how many times are they opening, clicking, unsubscribing. What are their subscription preferences? Have they filled out any forms or given us survey feedback? What are they looking at on the website? So all of this is plugging back into the lead or contact in Dynamics, giving you that 360-degree view of who are these people, what are they interested in, what are they interacting with, when are they interacting with these items. Now, out of the box, everything does sit right here in this related field, but you can pull down any of these items as well and just customize that contact form. So I'm going to jump into PowerPoint for one quick slide so I can talk about web tracking. So ClickDimensions has a tracking script that you can place on the footer of your website. So when someone comes to your website, ClickDimensions is going to query your CRM system and see if they are a known visitor in Dynamics. If they are, great. We're just going to associate that visit history to their leader contact record in CRM. If they are not a known visitor in Dynamics, we're going to place a cookie on their browser. We're going to create this anonymous visitor record and start tracking their page views and visit histories before we know who they are, because we're hoping to one day find out who they are. Now, ways to become a known visitor is if they click on a link in an email that you send, or fill out a form or a survey and give you their information. So once they've done that, we'll identify them in Dynamics as a lead or a contact, but we'll actually push any previous anonymous visitor data into this new known leader contact record. So that way you know what John Gordon's been up to on the website, even before we'd identified who John Gordon was. Now, ways that is useful is on the leader contact, you're actually able to see page by page, second by second, what is someone looking at? What is someone interested in? Huge benefit for sales to be able to see what their prospects and customers are looking at on the website. That way they can tailor their conversations and communications to what they already know that they're interested in. You can also do this on a larger level as well. So if you're maybe running a campaign and trying to drive people to a certain page, or maybe you have a really good page on your website that's a good indicator of a lead, all you can do is pull a CRM advanced find on a particular URL, and you can see everyone that's hitting it. So if they're known in the leader contact space, you'll be able to see them right here. So these people, you know who they are, you know they're hitting the website, you know how long they're hitting it for. But if they're blank right here, they're anonymous. So we're not quite sure who these people are yet. We can see someone is on our book an appointment page, but we're still collecting this anonymous visitor data until we can identify them. Now you can still see, who are these people? Where are they coming from in the world? What are they looking at? How long are they looking at it for? And it's all pulling back into Dynamics and trying to identify that lead or contact. So really great way to use that web tracking tool. Now, ways to become a known visitor is if you click on a link in an email, which we went through, or they fill out a form or a survey and give you their information. So forms are one of my favorite tools just because they're so versatile. So whether this is a newsletter sign-up form, a downloadable, request an inquiry, contact us, whatever it is, you're building them here within Click Dimensions, and then you can pop them onto the website using the iframer widget code that we provide. But when someone fills out this form, it's going to look to Dynamics to see if we already have them in Dynamics as a lead or a contact. If we do, great. We're just going to associate that form submission to their existing lead or contact record. If we don't have them in Dynamics as a lead or a contact, we're actually going to be able to create them automatically as a lead or a contact. So many times when people have forms on their website, these form submissions just go to like a general inbox that someone has to monitor, and then that someone has to go check the CRM, see if they're already in there. If they're not, manually create a new leader contact, manually type in all the information that they give you, and then reroute this form themselves. Whereas this will just do that all for you. Now, designing them is super simple. Depending on what kind of form this is, you're going to want to ask for different things. So you just create fields of what you're looking for. So maybe I'm looking for an email address, because here at Click Dimensions, that's pretty important to us. And then I'll pick our field type. So email, text, money, list, date, time, checkbox, whatever you want here. Now these can map back to the fields on a leader or contact as well. That way we're automatically pulling that data over. You can absolutely do that. And then you'll just drag and drop over what you want. So super simple to build, but the best part about these is that they are call to action. So what do you want to happen when someone fills out this form? Do you want to send them an autoresponder thanking them for their inquiry? Maybe this was a gated content download, so you want to send an email to them with the PDF link in it. Perfect. Maybe we want to add them onto a warm lead marketing list. Maybe we want to send a team notification to the sales team saying, hi, hot new lead, someone reach out. Maybe we even want to create a task in Dynamics for someone to give them a call. Let's follow up. So amazing way here to not only pull these leads from your website automatically into your CRM system, but you're also able to notify the appropriate people so they can reach out to these form submissions as quickly and appropriately as possible. So we also have a survey builder. It looks just like that form builder. The difference between surveys and forms is forms ask for fields where surveys ask for questions. So similar concept in the fact that you'll just design the questions that you want. Loads of different question types. So rating 1 to 10, radio, checkbox, text area, list, text box, drag and drop, all of that good stuff. Now they do have skip logic. So based on how someone is answering this question, maybe you want to skip them to a different question. So, hey, how happy are you as a customer, 1 to 10? They answer 1 to a 6. That's not great. So let's send them to a question that asks for improvement suggestions. Versus if they answer a 7 to a 10, maybe we ask them why they love us so much. Maybe we ask them if we can share their feedback with others. Loads of great things that you can do about that. But really great way to kind of personalize the survey based on how someone is responding and give you that feedback. Still call to action concept as well. Now, any form or survey that comes back into ClickDimensions comes back into Dynamics, obviously, updates that lead or contact. So here I can see, all right, here's Joel, Joel's questions, Joel's answers. How does Joel feel? But then I can also run a survey report and see how it's performing as a whole. So overall, are our customers happy? What are we doing great? What do we need to work on? And all of that data is coming right back into the CRM system and onto that leader contact record here. So amazing way to pull in how someone's feeling. Really great if you wanted to do a net promoter score survey, if you wanted to, maybe check on your customers and see if there's some early intervention stuff you can do. Tons of great resources there. Now you can also automate all of this a bit further with our campaign automation builder. So campaign automation is nurture or drip marketing taken up about 1,000 notches. So what this does is it allows someone to flow down different paths based on their interactions. So it is drag and drop. It is extremely user-friendly. The red triggers is how someone can be entered into one of these. The blue actions are what you can do while you're here. Now, the most common thing I hear from people when they're, wanting to start automating is either, they're scared of automation because they don't know how to use it, or they can't quite come up with how they should use it. So we've actually put in some of our own automation templates in here. So here's just 5 examples of, things that we have already built out for them as a good starting point. So if maybe you have some content download on your website, perfect. We've actually already built out the flow. They would just need to go in and plug in their own content here. But great way to get started. And then when they start feeling comfortable, they can build out their own templates from scratch. So amazing things you can do with these. They're really great for general lead nurturing. So let's say I have a marketing list of people I'm wanting to target. And then I want to send them an email with the content in it. From there, I actually want to check if they're interacting with this email. So email interactions can be clicks or opens. So you can see when I do that, there's a green node and a red node here. Green node means they're doing what I'm looking for. Red node means they're not. So let's say they click on this email and I want to immediately notify someone in sales. We're going to have a task for them to give them a call. Let's strike while it's hot. Versus they didn't do anything. All right, no worries. We're going to wait a couple days, a week, a month. We'll send them another email and we'll see if they interact with that one. If they do, perfect, positive path, up to sales, notifying them. We're giving them a call immediately. If not, maybe we try again, maybe we don't, just depending on the flow. So really great for general lead nurturing, amazing for customer onboarding campaigns, great for trying to collect survey feedback, routing forms on the website. There's loads of things that you can do with these, but it's just amazing because people are flowing down different paths based on their interactions. And it's creating this unique journey just for them. Like I said, so many things you can do. Maybe you wanted, based on how someone submits a form, to route them down different paths. So maybe, you have a contact us form and an inquiry form, and you work based on, territory or different products. You could come in here, you could build out these different flows. Here's the decision node where you would come in and say, all right, what clauses determine that? So you could say, all right, if they answer the form in this way, maybe it's based on region and I want to notify different reps based on that. So like I said, so many different things that you can do with these, but it's amazing because they save you so much time. You can set these up let them run, have people flow down different paths. But you can also put in these kind of manual checkpoints here. That way, as people start to get to certain paths, they're able to, put in that human interaction. So really powerful tool there. Now we also have a social posting tool. So I mentioned in the beginning of this presentation that, we do have an extended social marketing platform. So we have put the light version of that right here in your CRM system, right here with the core product. So this is kind of for people getting started with social. Maybe they're wanting to just automate it a little bit. And then the extended platform does a lot more. It has a lot more features. You can do a lot more with it, a lot more reporting and analytics, things like that. But this version that comes with our core product, you can post to Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So you just come in here, you select the profile that you're wanting to post to, you type up your wonderful, beautiful post. I always encourage a hyperlink here, and I'll tell you why in a second. Add an image that just best reflects this post. Just pick an image from your local library here, and then you'll be able to pull that in. You can even edit this image in here if you want, and then pick when you want this to post. So do you want to post immediately, or maybe this campaign isn't set to run for another couple weeks? So I'm going to go ahead and set this up. That way, while I'm thinking about it, while I'm organizing the content, I'm pre-scheduling that. I'm not going to forget about it. So a really amazing way to, one, you're posting directly from your CRM system. So you're not having to jump into your Facebook and post there, and then jump into Twitter and post there, and then jump into LinkedIn. You can just do it from Dynamics. And you can also pre-schedule these posts to go along with your campaigns as well. So I'll create my post, I'll hit share, and then if someone clicks on a hyperlink in my post, we're actually going to pull that back into Dynamics as a social click. So that way I'm able to see, hey, we posted about this new campaign and we got 50 clicks. That's amazing. But it also works along with our web tracking tool to where if we've previously identified this person via our web tracking, and then they click on a social post, we're actually able to see, here's Jeremy. Jeremy clicked on this post. So just like we can see, we sent Jeremy this email and he's opened it 15 times, we're able to see what post Jeremy's clicking on as well. Now remember, if we don't know who they are, that's fine. We're still pulling in the fact that someone has clicked, so that way you could say, hey, we posted about this and got 75 clicks. But if we do know who they are, we'll identify him here in the lead or contact. Now there is a lot going on with Click Dimensions, and we have actually put all of it in a marketing calendar as a way to keep track of everything that you're doing. So you can very visually see here in a given month, week, day, exactly what you're pushing out and when. You can also sort these by the different activity types, or just see, hey, in general, what am I pushing out? When am I pushing these items out? So here I could take a general look at our calendar and say, all right, the first half of the month looks pretty heavy in marketing, but the back half of the month does not. Does that make sense? Yes, maybe it does, because I have all these campaigns running and the front half of the month, and that's the way they're timed out, and that's perfect. Maybe it doesn't make sense, and either I need to create content for the back half of the month, or I need to kind of shuffle this content around. You can come in, you can check it out, you can jump right into that record and shuffle that around. Now, it's also a really good double check to be able to come in here and just make sure that what you're creating is matching your strategy. So there's oftentimes a lot of team members that create content, and I can come in here and I can say, okay, wow, I have 2 campaign automations going out at this time, 2 emails going out slightly before that. Does that make sense? Maybe this is all to, separate audiences, and that's perfectly fine. That's exactly what I intended to do. But maybe that doesn't. Why do I have all this going out within a couple of hours of each other? But it's just a very visual way to come in, see exactly what you're doing, and making sure this is matching your intended strategy. Now, all of this can also be sorted into a CRM campaign. So CRM campaigns are a CRM entity. You can attach wonderful CRM things like marketing lists, who you're wanting to target. You can associate those CRM activities like activities, phone calls, notes, things like that. You can associate CRM opportunities to it by associating that campaign source. So all of that wonderful CRM functionality, you can also tie back all of the click dimensions functionality here as well. Because likely when someone sends out a campaign, they don't just send one email and that's the whole campaign. It's probably a couple of emails or a couple of emails and a social post that are driving someone to the website to fill out a form and maybe an automation thrown in there. And all of those different bits and pieces are working together. And this is the way to see that, because I could see, all right, what emails have we sent because of this campaign? Is that generating any visits to the website? Have we posted about it on social media and did anyone care to click? Are we getting those form inquiries back? Are we automating anything here? And then from there, you'll be able to see what leads you're pulling in from this campaign. You can pull in your campaign performance and reporting by just creating your own views and dashboards right here on the campaign entity to show you how your marketing efforts are doing. And then you can even create a budgeting component here as well if you want. So you can say, okay, this is how much budget we're allocating for it. This is how many leads that were generated from it. For each of those leads, maybe we put an estimated revenue amount for that. So we can see, all right, we're bringing 7 leads. That's going to bring us about $7,000. The actual revenue is pulling from the opportunities that we're closing with this campaign source code in it. You can check your ROI. You can check the opportunities that are being closed. And this is all just pulling in everything that you're doing for this campaign and showing you how it's performing. So that is a lot of what Click Dimensions does. There's loads more that it can do, and it's definitely can be tailored for different industries and use cases and organizations and how their CRM works. But it's amazing because you are pulling everything inside of a single platform, and you're really connecting your sales and marketing teams together in a single place. The sales team can see all of the efforts that marketing is bringing back in, and marketing can actually see their effects that they're having on sales. So that's all I have for today. If you have any questions or want to get on any calls and dive deeper into this, if you want to learn more about our social extended platform and or intelligence dashboards or services, we'd love to show you all of that as well. But thank you all for listening today.